You know, around the time of my birthday, I reached out to a mentor, a person that helped me influential in getting my job, and a good friend of mine who I consider a big brother. I don't know, man. Even though you look up to people and you love them, it's okay to have different opinions. But then again, too, I realize that I'm not always right. And guess what? Even though I may look up for people in their opinion, they might not be always right. They may be stuck in their ways. They might be immature. They might have different beliefs. But I shouldn't let somebody's opinion rock me. And I shouldn't let somebody's opinion hurt me. With that being said, I work in a movie theater. And and I asked my mentor because he moved to a different location. And but I still keep in touch with him. I called him up because I wasn't getting the hours that I needed. And I wasn't getting coverage the way I should have. Now, everybody has the right to vent or feel the way they feel about whatever situation. So this is my right. This is my freedom of speech. This is my venting time. I was like one of the ones last picked for the pandemic. But I don't care about that. That don't bother me. I was dealing with medical issues anyway. It's bad enough that it's hard for me to get a job because the world is prejudiced. And then on top of that, I have to deal with sometimes not even being able to get out of bed if my aide doesn't show up or if my equipment breaks or whatever. So, the first day I get to my job, I deal with this guy that looks like a surfer dude, long hair, says the most outrageous, fucked up things you could ever say. He's a fucking liberal. He thinks he knows everything, or he's a wannabe liberal, and he makes everything into a debate. But the things that he says in his mouth, like one day I was talking about a guy that the girl cheats in front of him, like there was this wrestling girl that she had a boyfriend that worshipped the ground she walked on, and she literally would show absolutely disrespect to him and blatantly cheat in front of his face. He turned around and said, "That's a young girl just playing the field." And then on top of that, he talks about how old she is now and how disgraceful she is. So he's very crazy because he can't make up his mind. He's like hot and cold. He got like different voices in his head. To be honest, he's bugged, bro. Really, really bugged. And we were talking about rape the other day, and he said some fucked up shit. So I'm like, this dude is out of his damn mind. And then there's this other guy who's a black American, and he's real cool. But at the same time, he's very neglectful, and he's like one of my bosses. Sure, he's younger than me or whatever, but that doesn't matter. And he's very neglectful. And you know what's funny? Like, it wasn't like that when I worked there 10 years ago. Like, a lot of people are very two-faced. And if they see you in front of their face, good. If they don't, they don't. See, I have a lady boss and a man boss. I hire up. They're very good to me. We don't have to be friends. We know where we're there for, but these guys act like they're your best buddies. And the white kid actually did say, let's hang out. You know what I mean? And it's like they talk about hanging out with their buddies, but I thought I was their buddies. Going back to my mentor, I called him up because I'm upset. First of all, I don't like the fact that he don't let me speak. And he talks over me, and it's hurtful because it's like what I have to say is not important. So then, long story short, he basically told me that, what do you expect? They're in their 20s and stuff like that. And I have people in my 20s handling my important, they got their life in my hands. One of my case managers is in his 20s. My counselor is in her 20s. What does that mean? They're grown people. Childhood ends at 18. And even you're not a child at 14, 15, your body's already, So what are you trying to say? Like, I'm an old man? Like, it really hurt. Like, honest to God, I cried. And then he tries to mention things. Oh, because it's your condition. Oh, because you said this before. Oh, because you said that. Stop reminding me what I said. Either you're going to make me feel good or you're not going to make me feel good. Like that. That hurts. That hurts. Plus, you're older than everybody and me, and you hanged out with all of us. So what's the difference? Why is there so... Listen, my whole life has been labels. I'm too dark. I'm too light. I'm too this. I'm too that. I'm too fat. I'm too this. I'm too... I'm too crippled. So it's like, damn it. That really was fucked up because it's like, so I don't mean nothing to nobody, because he goes, well, what do you expect? They'll worry about their family and friends. When people step out of their house, whether it's school, work, or the neighborhood, that's where you meet your friends. Now, personally, I don't like the guy that's a surfer dude. I don't like him. I don't enjoy him. He's not a good person. I thought he was a good guy, but I don't like him. He makes me feel like shit. I rather I just go in there and do my job and nobody talk to me because it's just fake. But to my mentor, I want to say, how would you like it if you were brought up in a family where everybody walks? Listen, life is very short. You got to enjoy this shit. I'm not here for anybody. If people want to be selfish, okay. I'm not here for anybody. I'm here for myself. And self-preservation, a fuck the world attitude. I come first. So which means if anybody's going to hurt me, I'm going to defend myself. So here's what I'm saying. Doesn't my life matter? And then he comes and tell me, well, did you see a counselor? I might as well see a counselor. Certain people, it's not worth getting advice from because they're stuck in their way. They're really, really stuck in their way. I'm not saying anything against my mentor, but if he's out there listening, you really hurt me, bro. And I didn't deserve it. And I thought I meant more to you. And listen, I always had a little bit of a counselor, but they don't say the right things either. And he goes because he sees me on YouTube with people that I have friends. But then he says he don't know why people don't want. So why don't you just shoot me with a gun and throw me off the bridge and get it over with? Really? And I think because I was hanging out with that girl Viviana or whatever, you think that I'm slow or stupid or whatever. I got my mind right. I just got a good heart, which your proteges at the theater take advantage of. Read between the lines. Look at what's real. Honestly, it hurt me, and it will probably hurt me for the rest of the life, the things that you said. And another thing, too, of course I feel bad and I feel certain things because guess what? You're able to get up and go to the bathroom. You got a nice little car. You're able to take a vacation and everything. You could say, fuck everybody else because you're able to do for yourself. Look at the other person's point of view first. Look at the other person's point of view. Really. Look at the other person's point of view. And that's it. Like, really, look at the other person's point of view. Because that's just fucked up. And then he says, I know people don't believe in me. You know that? I know people just look at me as a crippled or whatever. And that's just the end of it. And then he tells me, I know you want a girlfriend. I know you want family and everything like that. But it's not all what it's cracked up to be. For you, whether I crash and burn or I fail, that's up to me. But don't try to think for other people. And don't try to, how can I put this? Don't try to discredit something because you feel it didn't work out. And then the worst part about it is he come and tell me, how old are you? How old are you? You're like what? 39, 38, 40 what? Does it really matter? We had something in common. We're human beings. As much as the world is changing and open-minded, there's sure are a lot of people that are narrow-minded, man. Really. Like, it's hurtful. Like, I love the guy, but he really hurt me. That really, really hurt me. That really, really hurt me. Bad. That hurt me. That hurt me. It's like I mean nothing to some of these people that I looked up to. It's like whatever, man.